go to that. All right. So before starting AWS, first you need to understand, right, why we are looking forward cloud in terms of, we are having our physical data center, right? So why we are avoiding physical data center? First of all, you need to understand. See, probably, if you're looking for a management perspective, right? So if you're looking for management perspective, probably, so they are having two types of expenditure, which means any data centers if you want to build, right? So probably we are having two types of expenditure. So expenditure is nothing but, right? Okay, so if let's say any organization, okay, so IBM want to deploy their application. So if they want to deploy their application, probably first they need to, build a network topology, right? So which means your data center, your network topology, and the storage, all the stuffs from the scratch you need to build, right? So, all right. So any applications if you want to deploy, so probably we used to, right, uh, build kind of this architecture. So you need to think about your server racks and power consumption and cooling system, your physical location, right? So all the stuffs you need to build from the scratch. So probably if you go for, if you want to build a data center, we are having two types of expenditure. One is capex, capital expenditure, and other one is operational expenditure, OPEX. So capital expenditure is nothing but, it's a physical data center, which means you need to, you need to build the data center from the scratch. So probably if I want to build like kind of this data center, we are having, three types of racks, right? We are having, three types of hardwares, right? So servers, it is having three types of hardware. So first one is a rack server, right? And other one is a blade server, right? And the third one is, tower server. So totally we are having three types of hardwares. If you go for, hardware types. So mostly, AWS or Azure, they're using rack server or blade server. So rack server and blade server, it will support till, it is having I14 core, right? So it will support till I14 core, and tower server, it will now support I7 core, right? Blade server also, it will support I14 core. So all the cloud servers, they are having rack servers. All right, so it is quite expensive. For which one? Rack server, it is quite expensive. So one server, if you want to buy, right? So hardly we need to spend 6 lakhs minimum. It will start 6 lakhs. So if I need to buy 100 server, assume that Flipkart is our application. So for this Flipkart applications, if I want to buy 100 servers, so you need to spend some huge amount, right? So due to that, people they are avoiding to go with the physical data center. So physical data center is nothing but initially before deploying your application, first you need to spend some huge amount to build your own data center, right? So due to that, most of the organization they are looking for cloud computing. So APEX is nothing but, operational expenditure, it will come for cloud computing platform. All right. So mostly, operational expenditure is nothing but pay as you go. So how much are you going to consume on the data center? You can pay, right? How much are you going to consume? Based on that, you need to pay. So we can hire the machine, right, and deploy your application. You can make one SLA with the cloud seller, service level agreement, right, for 1 year, for 3 years. until you can consume their data center. Then once if you SLA, if it is getting expired, then you can get it from that your application from that data center. You can take it outside from the data center. So that is the reason people they are preferring to go for operational expenditure. All right, so to achieve your cost effect, so probably any applications if you want to deploy some prerequisites are here, right? So I would say that first you need to achieve business continuity, right? So business continuity is pretty much important, right? So whenever if you're getting spike of your latency, if I have a 10 billion subscriber or a 20 billion subscriber, so by the time we need more servers. So if it is in physical data center, if the server does not have sufficient to expose your application, once again we need to go back and buy some new hardware and consolidate with your existing data center. Then you could able to spin up. So it will probably we could not able to achieve business continuity. But if you go for cloud computing already across the world, all the cloud sellers, they have built lakhs of machines across the world. So whenever if you record, you could spin up and you can deploy, probably you can achieve a business continuity. And second one is high availability. So probably if I need 100 servers or 300 servers or 1000 servers on demand based, you can spin up, right? And security, of course, if you go for security point of view, probably we are spending billion of rupees for that application. So by the time we used to take care of our security, right? But all the cloud servers, they're having 4 level of security, right, for single applications. So they have promised for your application 99.99 percentage security as well durability, right? So these are the advantage in terms of going with capital expenditure. If you go for operational expenditure, so these are the advantage. And security and probably disaster recovery. So any data center if it is goes down, right? So automatically how other data center has to bring up, right? So probably the servers, if it is down for 5 minutes or for 3 minutes, that would be huge impact for our business, right, or for an application. So by the time any data center, let's say you just build a data center at Singapore region. So due to disaster, the Singapore region, if it is goes down, right? So how are you going to achieve business continuity? So immediately I can define the policy. The Singapore data center, if it is goes down, Mumbai data center has to bring up within less time. So that we used to say RTO. RTO is nothing but recovery time objective. So all the cloud sellers, you can see that all the cloud sellers, they are having their RTO. If you go for Azure, they are having their RTO, which it is 2 hours. So all cloud sellers, they have committed any data center, if it is goes down within 2 hours, you could bring up, your secondary data center. Then the secondary data center will be considered as a primary data center. So these are the major advantage. Whether if you go, you can choose AWS or Azure, right? So the two cloud sellers at this point in time, they are leading, right? So they are having site recovery option. Any data center or any machines, if it is goes down, doesn't matter. You could able to break up. All right. So these are the major advantage. These are the major advantage you can achieve it with your cloud computing platform. So who introduced cloud? Probably in 2001. So GCP, they have introduced it. Google, they have introduced a cloud in 2001. And in 2002, AWS, they have introduced as a private data center. They have introduced as a private data center. And 2006, they have introduced, right, so public data center. So private data center is nothing but, for their internal employees, they just build a data center, they can access. But from 2006 onwards, they have introduced as a public data center. So whoever, right? So like you and me, everyone could able to access that application. And 2009, right? So they have Azure. They have introduced as a public data center in 2009, right? So and 2012, nowadays most of the clouds are DigitalOcean, right? So DigitalOcean cloud, and right. So 2016, Alibaba they have introduced their cloud. So multiple cloud sellers they are now we are having in the market, but very leading cloud seller means first one is AWS, right? So almost they have captured their own market around 78 percentage. And Azure right now they are trying to capture AWS market. They are grooming at this point in time. So I would say that 65 percentage, more than 65 percentage, they're having their own market. See, certain things we are having advantage in AWS, certain things we are having disadvantage in AWS as well. Same for Azure as well, GCP. So GCP, they could not able to capture their own market because they don't have more components and completely they are focusing for DevOps architecture. So, but AWS and Azure, they're focusing for infrastructure as well, platform as a service. So these are the major advantage if I go for AWS. See, if you know AWS, that would be fine. And being as experienced guy, so for fresher, I would say that AWS would be sufficient. But being as experienced guys, you should know AWS plus DevOps or AWS plus machine learning. It is mandatory. It is mandatory. I would say that. So only AWS will it make sense? I would say no. So nowadays, most of the organization, right, wherever you can go, they will ask you top of AWS. What do you have the specialized into that? What you are. So probably I would say that I am specialized into this DevOps, or I would specialize into this machine learning or Python, whatever. But AWS cloud computing only will not make sense for being as a experienced guy. So you should know DevOps or you should know machine learning or Python or IoT, any stuffs you should know that. All right. So that is quite important. I'm not sure whoever enrolled for what bit later will discuss. Right. So I will guide you that. And or else AWS plus Azure. You should know two cloud computing platform. Either if you know Azure or AWS. So if you're planning to switch over, definitely you should know the multi-skill set. See, probably everyone, it is not a big challenge to build data center on AWS. Click, 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 you can create the data center. But probably in real time, we are going to manage our application. So that application which it has been deployed on AWS, right? So for that application, how are we going to manage, or how are we going to do automation, or how are we going to do policy? So those kind of stuffs, we should know that. So with the help of DevOps or machine learning, probably you could understand. Probably, till after 2023, everyone will be in DevOps. I would say that nowadays, I hope you might heard about, right? So what is the demand, especially for DevOps, especially if you go for abroad, right? So they're having huge openings for DevOps. So day to day, we are using Netflix, YouTube, right? So Flipkart. These all are the application which it is running on a DevOps platform. All right. So who will be the biggest client for AWS? Netflix is the biggest client for is the prime customer for AWS, and Microsoft Azure is they're having a lot of clients. But Azure, what are the advantage if you go for Azure? I would say that platform as a service. So if you go for cloud, we are having three platforms. One is IaaS, another one is PaaS, right? Another one is SaaS. I hope you might heard about. infrastructure, any cloud computing if you enter. So probably we are having three types of platform. One is infrastructure as a service, and a platform as a service, and software as a service. Any cloud computing. I'm just giving the introduction. Anyhow, we are going to see in detail. So no worries. So platforms is a pretty much important. So I mean to say over here, what are the advantage if I go for AWS, Azure, or GCP? So AWS, they're having well-defined structured platform for IaaS. So if you have own team, right? So most of the financial applications or banking sector are e-commerce applications, let's say insurance applications. So probably this kind of applications we don't want to trust any third party, right? Which means any third party or any MSP, managed service provider. So they are having their own team and they used to manage their own application, isn't it? So if you have own team, if you want to manage only if you need infrastructure, please go and choose AWS. So that is the reason most of the heavy application which has been deployed on AWS rather than go for Azure. So infrastructure as a service, blindly, we can go for AWS. So if you don't have team, right? So probably if you are expecting some MSP, managed service provider, so probably I would recommend you can go with Azure. So they're having a lots of platform as a service, which means they're having Microsoft, they're having their own team, right? So you just deploy your application. So Microsoft team is going to manage your entire infra. Only you need to manage application. So if you don't have any team, so probably you just give an application development for outsource app developers will be part of different organization. So that applications once if it is completed, so only if you need a platform, which means you don't have an app developer, you don't have infrastructure team, nothing. Only you need infrastructure. You just given your application to AWS, then they used to deploy. They are going to manage. They will provide a hyperlink. Using that hyperlink, you can interact with your application. So day to day we are using Gmail. So that is also SaaS, right? So they have deployed their application. So we can able to ping that application, but we are not able to customize your application, right? So these are the different platforms. So AWS, yeah, uh, you can go with IaaS, Azure, PaaS, and SaaS are probably applicable for AWS as well, Azure. So these are the major advantage I'm trying to say. Why, where do I need to choose AWS? Probably most of the stakeholders they used to ask you, right? So why do I need to choose AWS? What are the advantage? So what are the advantage if it is an ISO? Anyhow, a bit later we are going to discuss. But initially you need to understand where do I need to use AWS, PaaS, and SaaS, which means GCP and Azure. Right, so this is a very basic introduction. Why, in cloud computing, they are having a blade server, rack servers, and these are the advantage you can achieve it over here. And these are the platforms. So probably you're having multiple cloud sellers who is specialized on that. We just discussed. Any questions?
These applications like Citrix receiver will be coming under IaaS or PaaS?
IaaS. Citrix will come
I-
under IaaS. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's
All right. All right. So, see, first 2 or 3 days, not the max max 3 days, but minimum 2 days. I require to give the introduction. You need to understand that cloud computing component. So theory will be there first day and second day. Then from third day we are going to jump onto this practical session. So in real time we are having some applications over here. So how are we going to deploy this application and on top of AWS, right? So we are having some Java application. So how are we going to protect? How are we going to build data center for these applications. So kind of stuffs we are going to discuss. So technically, don't worry. Probably I'm having almost the past 4 years I'm working on AWS. So no worries. I could able to elaborate, right? So I can able to show some real time kind of real time architecture as well. So how to design AWS, all right. How to design probably in real time, how to design your application, sorry, your data center for your applications, right? So kind of stuffs, it's pretty much important, right? So before starting to build your data center, first you should understand the network architecture and Linux. So Linux is pretty much important. Mostly, 60 percentage of we are going to use Linux box, right? So if you go for DevOps or if you go for machine learning or IoT, whatever, so you should know that Linux is under layer. All right, so before starting the session, first you need to create one account with AWS. You just browse, AWS or web server. So Amazon, they are providing free tier account. So they are charging only 2 rupees. Only 2 rupees they are charging, and 750 hours is duration. All right. So 750 hours duration. So you can play onto that. So probably here, who has taken DevOps or any other course? Could you please you can tell me so I can add into the DevOps badge as well. So who has taken? See, I used to take care of AWS, Azure, and DevOps. So three curriculum I used to take. And anything if you want to communicate with me regarding technical issues, sorry, technical problems or any guidance if you need, you can drop me as an email, right? So probably which I have sent it to you, that link, right? So you can reply back, or else you can reply back to this email as well. So still I did not get the official email address from Besant Technology until you can use this email address, right? So let me share this email address, you know, over the chat box. So any questions or any difference if you are facing, you just drop an email. So based on I could help you out, and I will be available for the session, right? I will be available for the session, early morning, 7 to right, uh, till 10, right? So and my office login is 11 to 9, so that is 9 p.m. So that is my office time, 11 a.m. to right, 9 p.m. So you can reach out me. So once if you dropped an email, so probably after 9 p.m. or before 10 a.m., you will get response from my side. All right. But without fail, I will respond. What are the queries if you do have? Feel free to ask me. Uh, doesn't matter, right? At the end of the moment, you need to understand that infrastructure, or you need to understand the concept of AWS. All right. So, and probably, before EOD, you will get storage hyperlink. In that hyperlink, some prerequisites talks will be there. You just go through, and uh, I will guide you how to create account. And before doing that, I want to know who has taken who enrolled, what are the curriculum. So probably I could able to consolidate. So only have if you have taken AWS doesn't matter. So I will update you the timing. So probably timings will be 7 to 8:30, I believe. Probably you will get that official confirmation from my side. Probably the current batch it is going to end up probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow it is going to get end up. Uh, right, so probably I will initiate an email what would be the permanent timings, so don't worry. So hereafter you can reach out me at any time, right? And right, so if you're facing if you know any guidelines to do to do DevOps or machine learning, you can ask me. I'll help you. So before creating account, could you please tell me what are the curriculum have you taken? Let me start from Asik. Yeah, Asik, please go ahead. So, have you taken AWS along with that any other curriculum? Is there? Asik, you are in mute.
Yes. I don't want to take any other things. I just want to take architecture solution. That's it.
AWS. Only you have
Yes.
taken AWS, right? All right.
Yes.
Okay, fine, cool. Subhash? Subhash?
Yes, same here.
Oh,
I took only AWS.
all right.
Lecture.
All right. Sasmita? Sasmita, you are in mute.
Yeah, hi Karthik. Yeah, I have taken AWS only.
But you mentioned developer, right?
Yeah, I'm a developer.
Probably you know that Jenkins, Git, those kind of stuff, right?
Right, right.
Okay, great.
Maybe so while enrolling, I didn't ask for anything else. So I'm not sure whether while enrolling for any course I have to mention or I have to tell you now that I can
Yeah, yeah.
interested for.
Yeah, now itself you can inform to them probably uh, some combo I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not a part of the management, so you can check with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so financial fees structure also will be differ, and
Oh,
simultaneously you need to start it. DevOps badge also is going to get start, so hardly uh, we are going to spend around 2 months, so we just discuss with them.
okay. And maybe I'm not sure about the course status. So whom should I talk to? The admin itself, right?
Yeah. So probably who will be the spark from Bison Technology? You just talk to them.
Okay, okay. Yeah, but for now it is AWS. I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Yeah. No, you can talk to them. So I'm just preparing that Excel sheet for who has taken DevOps as well. So you just do let me. Anyhow, I'll get that confirmation from the management side. No worries. You just discuss with him.
Okay, sure. Thank you,
Right.
Karthik.
So yeah. And Uma, I believe you have taken AWS, right?
Yeah, just AWS.
All right. So you are a fresher, so that will be sufficient for you. Veena.
Yeah.
Yeah, AWS only.
All right. Okay. Fine. So here that AWS duration, right? So AWS duration will be 35 hours, right? So 35 hours to 40 hours. So hardly they are going to spend 1.5 months. It will be regular batch, right? Uh, I will show you. I will share today what is our curriculum. So let me open that. So what are the topics are we going to cover? So probably they would have shared it to you. Probably more than that. Personally, I used to take some, requirement topics for the production. So anyhow, this PPT I will share it today. Just go through that. So each and every topics, we are going to play onto that. So totally we record 35 to 40 has, and one live project will be the kind of live project for your practice purpose, right? One live project will be there. So if planning to go for DevOps, we record 55 hours, right? So 55 hours. So here probably the DevOps architecture, which means the course content will be, uh, yeah, DevOps. So this is our DevOps architecture. Let me show you that as well. So this is our curriculum for DevOps. So here we are covering Git, Jenkins, Maven, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, right? So this is our, a DevOps curriculum. So hardly we are going to spend around, you know, 55 hours. So here also we are having a live project. All right, and okay, so if you're planning to go for Azure, so Azure also hardly we record 30 hours. and same live project will be there, and Azure content also will be here, Azure Docs. So here you can see that Azure Synapses. So here these are the curriculum. So anyhow, I'm going to share all the curriculum details. So these are the curriculum I used to handle, right? So AWS Solution Architect, and if you're looking for AWS professional, yes, I'm okay with that. And Azure Administrator and Architect as well, the security, and DevOps, complete DevOps, CI/CD pipeline, how to build and how to do automation. So all the stuffs we are going to discuss. All right, so this is the general view. So probably I will guide you how to create a free tier account, right? So how to create free tier account in on AWS. So I just created already account, but I need your screen. Then I could help you out how to create account. Or everyone will be aware of how to create account. Or do I need to guide you how it is?
Better you can guide us.
All right. So who is ready to share your screen? I will guide you. Who is ready to share? You should keep credit card or debit card with you. Then immediately I could, we could able to create that account. Who is ready to Asik or anyone? Could you please share me your screen so I can help you out? You can share your screen. So if you have a card with you, you can share me your screen so I can help you out. Hello? Anyone?
Hope you have to close your screen, then only I can able to share, I think.
I need to assign the privilege. Okay. Now you are Asik, you are a presenter. Could you please share me your screen? You have the option share. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we could able to see your screen. Great. Great. All right. So you can open your browser, Asik. All right. So AWS web server. Browse AWS web server. Web server. Yeah. So yeah. So go to scroll down. Scroll down. Yeah. Yeah. Hit on that. Yeah. This one. Yeah. Correct. All right. So then already did you try it? It is telling complete sign up. Okay, do one thing. Open incognito browser. Control Shift N. Control Shift N. Press that. Yeah, here browse AWS web server. Enter.
I can't hear you clearly.
Okay. So what about others? Are you able to hear me? Subhash, are you?
Yes.
Okay. Uma, I think so from your end. Okay. So
I can't hear you clearly.
yeah, from your end, Uma, could you please reconnect? Create an AWS account, Ashik. Yeah. Okay, you can fill it up your email address. Yeah, your name. You can give your name. Ashik. Yeah. Continue. Go with the personal. Top. Go with the personal. See, professional, it is for corporate account, right? So personal is for student. You can give your mobile number and choose your country and fill it up your address. All right, so check that. Yeah, create account. So you need to give your card details. So 2 rupees they used to charge, right? So it is after 2 rupees they are not going to debit any amount from your account, no worries. So this is a free tier account. All right. So yeah. So these are the free tier accounts. So I will guide you. Some certain components will come under free service. Certain most of the components will come under paid service. Uh, I'll guide you how if you're getting this. Yeah, no. Yeah. All right. So you will get an OTP. Right. So yeah, enter that. Wait for a few minutes. Yeah, you can give your mobile number. Okay, so your account, it's created. Continue. All right, so here we are having three types of plans. Anyhow, I will explain this. You can choose a basic plan now, free, right? All right, so then sign into the console. Sign into the console. Yeah, okay, and login into that. Login into that. Yeah, give your email address. Give your email address.
Karthik, after that basic role, what to do?
You
Sign into console.
sign into the console and it will ask you that username password. Using that you could log in. All right, see he can able to see the data center dashboard. So Asik, you need to wait for 24 hours. Certain components will be activated. Most of the components at this point it will not get activated. So wait for 24 hours. After 24 hours, all the components will get activated. All right, so okay,
1 second. It's a root user or I'm a user?
it's a root user. You are a root user. You are a root user.
Okay.
All right. Asif, could you please open your notepad? Okay. So first you need to create MFA account, multi-factor authentication. Type it over the MFA, multi-factor authentication. Please. Yeah, multi-factor. So first you need to create this account. So step one, type it over there. Step one. Okay. So take your mobile, go to Play Store. Go to Play Store, download Google Authenticator. Right, so go to Play Store and download Google Authenticator. Yeah, could you please download that? Could you please download that because these are the public data center, right? So first we have to configure MFA account. So download your, Google Authenticator. Once downloaded, do let me know.
Post login, what to do?
Yeah, so you need to download Google Authenticator.
So I
Group.
just logged in as root user. That's it, right? I don't have to do anything else.
Are you able to see your screen?
Yeah, I see my name.
No.
Then build.
So Ashik, console how it is looks. So same dashboard are you able to see?
Yeah.
All right. So then take your mobile and download Google Authenticator from Play Store. I hope everyone are able to understanding, right? Uma, Veena, Subhash,
Yes, yes.
Uma, are able to understand? Hello, Uma, you are in mute. Yeah. Uma, are able to understand?
Yeah, but it's really difficult for me. Like it's the first day,
Okay. So no worries.
but I'm trying to understand it.
No worries. I will share this session video, right? So you can, you can follow that videos
Yeah.
to help you out. Uh,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
all right. Ashik, have you downloaded Google Authenticator? Ashik? Okay. Ashik, okay. So once if you download it, minimize this notepad, go to your console, go to your name, or right side, top of right side. Yeah, hit on that. So yeah, everyone, could you please see that? Go to my security credential of ASIC, my security credential. So we are trying to configure MFA account, right? So go to my security. Okay, multi-factor authentication. Yes, activate MFA. So yeah, here continue with the virtual MFA. Continue. Continue. Right. Yeah. Show QR code. Show QR. Scan this barcode using by Google Authenticator. Scan this. So you will get two OTP. Scroll down, enter that OTP. Are you getting others? What about are you getting? Okay, and wait for 5 seconds, Ashik. Other OTP will generate. Yeah, great. Assign MFA. All right. Close. Okay, then you just log out this account, Ashik. Yeah, correct. Then once again you can re-log in, log in back in. Yeah, okay, fine, cool. Enter it over here. Right, so yeah, so it will ask you MFA. So you will get one OTP. So in real time also, all the users should have MFA. This is the first security, very basic, need to protect your data center. All right, so then you could able to log in. Got it, Hasik? Okay. So second one, open your notepad. Okay, so type it over here, step 2. Yeah. Okay, so go to Play Store. Once again, go to Play Store, download AWS console. Go to Play Store, download AWS console. AWS console. This is the second app. Please try to download. So this app, okay, using by this app, probably in on data center, what are the components you are going to use? For each component, you need to pay. So fortunately, if you create a, unfortunately, if you forget to stop the server, so probably your billing dashboard will be there, right? So I want to achieve cost effective. So over the mobile itself, you can track what are the components it is running, how much it is consuming, right? So you just download that AWS console from Play Store, from the Play Store. So it will ask you that username password. Using that username password, you can log in into that application. Could you please?
Karthik, I search AWS console in Play Store. I'm not seeing anything.
AWS console will be the one. Are you able to see that? What about others? Asik, are you able to see that? It is there, Susmita. See, I'm also browsing over the Play Store. AWS console, it is there. Or else, over the browser itself, Asik, could you please browse AWS console so people they can understand. Go to playstore.com, then you can browse. Asik, are you able to get that?
Hello?
Yeah, are you getting that? AWS console application. What about others? Have you getting that application?
Yes, Karthik, yes. I'm getting it.
Susmita, I believe you can.
Hello, Karthik?
Yes, Veena. Yes, Veena.
Yeah, I got. Oh, your device is not compatible with this version. That is the problem.
Can anybody hear Karthik?
Yeah, I can. Veena, I can hear you.
Karthik, I'm getting this error. Your device is not compatible with this version. What should I do? Should I go ahead with?
Are you using
Uh,
Susmita?
Sorry?
iPhone?
No, I'm using Android phone.
Android phone, it will be.
Yeah, it's not there. I mean, I'm getting that error actually. Can I go with the web login?
Yeah, you can go, please. See, the intentionally why we are using this application to track your components using by your mobile. Or else, not necessary. It is not mandatory. Let it be. Doesn't matter. Let it be. And Ashik, could you please open your notepad? So third application, step 3. Once again, go to Play Store. Okay, go to Play Store. Here you need to download AWS Exam Practice. AWS Exam Practice. Exam Practice. So you can browse it over there. So in that free AWS Practice Exam, the application name is free AWS Practice Exam. You need to install that. So one, rectangle box symbol will be there. Orange color rectangle box symbol will be there. Go to Play Store, AWS or free AWS practice exam. You can browse free AWS practice exam. So this is for a global certificate. So every 15 days you will get interview questions from AWS as well global certificate questions. Are you getting that?
Yeah, that's JP developer or something like that. That's the one, right?
Yeah, exactly correct. Developers. Right. So the 3 application it is mandatory. So for exam perspective, third application. For cost effective, second application. For security, first application. All right. So these are the prerequisites. Okay, Asik, let me recline. Let me share my screen. Alright, so, okay, let me share my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Alright, so okay. Okay, so I hope everyone have it downloaded. So the initial setup we have done, right? So then we can start to play onto that. Okay, so anyone, any questions? If you do have, please you can. And probably today I will drop an email along with the Google Drive. So the next session will be on which day and what will be the time. So probably tomorrow I'm not sure. Tomorrow I'm not sure because I need to complete the existing batch, right? So I will drop an email. So all the information will be in that email itself. And before that, today I'm going to upload some prerequisite talks. You just please go through that. Those are quite important, right? And yeah. So and you can note my number. If you're facing any problem, you just ping me. This is my WhatsApp number, 8220364962. So it is my number. So if you have any, facing any disparities, you can ping me. All right. So then probably today let us wind up. This is a very basic introduction. So meanwhile, you can complete that account creation and prerequisites. So we'll meet up on the session probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We'll be there. So we'll meet up on that day.
So Karthik, you'll be sending the prerequisite material for us to go through, correct?
Right. So today, before evening, I will share all the links along with prerequisite stocks. You can go through that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
All right. And probably, every day you will get a new hyperlink, right? So this hyperlink, it is not static, it is a dynamic, right? So every day you will get it from my side. Before 5 minutes or before 10 minutes, you'll get it, right? So for joining the session. All right. So we'll meet up. So probably next 1.5 months we are going to play. Let's see that. All right. So then is there any questions? If you don't have any questions today, let us wind up. We'll meet up tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Anyhow, I'll drop that email. And in this batch, still some other participants have to join. Okay. So probably they are going to join from Monday onwards, I believe. Let's see that. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you
Karthik.
for being patient.
Thanks. Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you, Karthik.
Thank you, Karthik.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.